There comes a moment when the mind can no longer tolerate the noise of limitation. When the soul, weary of counting coins and shrinking desires, begins to whisper a different story, one that feels foreign at first, but achingly familiar to the deeper self. You may not realize it yet, but the very fact that you were drawn to this message means the old version of you, the one entangled in lack and financial fear, is dissolving. You are not here by coincidence. Something in your consciousness guided you to this point because your inner being has decided to remember its true wealth. The energy of abundance has been calling you home, and today, you will finally answer. For most of your life, you were taught that money was something outside of you, something to chase, something to earn, something controlled by the economy, your job, or other people's decisions. You were taught that being poor was a condition of circumstance. But that is the greatest illusion of all. Poverty is not a reflection of what is missing in the bank. It is the reflection of what is missing in belief. The external world is nothing but a mirror showing the thoughts you've been loyal to, the vibrations you've been rehearsing, the assumptions you've been feeding every day through fear, worry, and unworthiness. What you call being broke is only a shadow, an echo, of old thoughts that have not yet caught up to the new story you are ready to tell. It is the leftover momentum of forgetting who you truly are. Every time you say, "I don't have enough," you give energy to the lie that you are separate from the source that gives to all. Every time you feel fear around bills, you are momentarily hypnotized by appearances, reacting to the illusion rather than remembering the truth, that all wealth begins as invisible consciousness. Neville Goddard once said, "To be poor is only to forget your wealth." And this is what humanity has done. People have built entire realities around limitation, reinforcing the idea that wealth belongs to a lucky few, when in truth, abundance flows freely to anyone who dares to assume it belongs to them. The rich are not lucky. They are faithful. Faithful not to what they see, but to what they imagine. They live from the invisible first, while the poor live from what is already visible. That is the only difference, a difference in consciousness, not circumstance. Right now, in this very moment, everything that you believe about money is creating your financial future. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. The feeling you carry about abundance is a silent command sent into the field of energy that shapes every detail of your life. That field does not respond to hard work or effort, it responds to state. When you are anxious, it echoes scarcity. When you feel whole, it mirrors prosperity. You are not trying to attract wealth. You are deciding to dwell in the frequency where wealth already exists. Close your eyes for a moment. Let the noise of the world fade away, the thoughts, the fears, the comparisons. Let them all dissolve like smoke. Take a deep breath in, and imagine drawing in golden light, soft, warm, abundant. As you exhale, feel that light begin to spread through your chest, melting every trace of tension, every belief that says, money is hard to come by. Feel the warmth expanding, radiating through your arms, your hands, your heart. With every breath, you are erasing poverty from your nervous system. You are reprogramming your body to remember abundance. You are teaching your cells to feel rich, not someday, not when things get better, but right now. Wealth does not come because you need it. It comes because you have become it. The universe cannot deny you what you embody. The only reason lack has existed in your reality is because it was the dominant vibration. You thought poor, spoke poor, felt poor, and thus lived poor. But thought is not destiny. Emotion is not truth. They are only mirrors reflecting what you've been rehearsing unconsciously. You can change the entire story by changing the state you occupy. It is not effort that transforms your life. It is identity. When you wake up each morning and immediately think of what you owe, what you lack, or what might go wrong, you unconsciously rehearse the energy of poverty. That energy becomes your prayer, your declaration to the universe. The field hears, "Keep giving me more of this." And so it does. But today, something radical is happening. You are reclaiming your authority. You are stepping into a new identity, the one who lives from abundance as the only truth. You are no longer begging for wealth. You are remembering that you are the source of it. The mind that fears bills and deadlines is the same mind that can multiply wealth when redirected. You do not need a new job or an opportunity before abundance can arrive. You need a new concept of self. Because the self you are being determines what reality must reflect. Neville taught that consciousness is the only reality. That means every time you persist in the feeling of being prosperous, even while appearances scream otherwise, you are bending the future in your favor. You are instructing the quantum field to reorganize itself around your assumption. The question then becomes, what are you assuming about yourself right now? Do you believe you are someone who always struggles financially? Or have you decided to embody the version of you who lives with ease and overflow? The difference between those two realities is not time, it is awareness. In this dimension, what you call manifestation is simply awareness hardening into fact. Every thought eventually becomes visible when given enough attention and emotion. So if you have suffered financially, it is not punishment, it is proof that your consciousness is powerful. It means the law works perfectly. And if it worked for lack, it will work even more effortlessly for abundance once your awareness shifts. Every time you react to lack, you recreate it. Every time you ignore appearances and rest in the feeling of wealth, you dissolve the pattern. Poverty cannot survive in a consciousness that refuses to fear it. Lack only thrives in minds that worship limitation. But the moment you stop participating in the story of not enough, you stop feeding its power. You unplug from the collective illusion of scarcity and align with the infinite supply of the Creator. You become the embodiment of divine circulation. Money flows to you, through you, and multiplies by your very presence. Understand this truth deeply. You do not get paid according to the hours you work. You get paid according to the consciousness you hold. Two people can work the same job, the same hours, and one will always be richer because their internal assumption of wealth is stronger. The subconscious mind, once programmed with abundance, will magnetize opportunities, synchronicities, and ideas that appear to others as luck. But it is not luck, it is law. You are living proof of the law of assumption. Whatever you assume, you live. The poor self always waits for external evidence to feel rich. The rich self feels wealthy first, and evidence follows. When you walk through your day feeling grateful for the unseen money already on its way, you activate a magnetic field around your body that draws wealth into form. Gratitude is the frequency of receivership. The more you feel grateful for the invisible, the faster it becomes visible. You will begin to notice random checks, sudden opportunities, unexpected help. Not because you forced it, but because you became the consciousness that allows it. You were never meant to live in fear of money. You were meant to command it. You were meant to create with it, circulate it, enjoy it as divine energy in motion. The fear of losing it is only the ego clinging to the illusion of control. In truth, money is energy, neutral, obedient, responsive. It takes shape according to the belief behind it. If you believe it is scarce, it contracts. If you believe it is infinite, it multiplies. Your belief is the architect, your feeling is the builder. Together, they construct your financial reality. Look around you right now. Every single object, structure, and creation in this world began in someone's imagination. The phone you use, the clothes you wear, the chair you sit on, all were once unseen ideas in someone's mind. That same creative power exists in you. The only reason you may not see wealth yet is because your imagination has been enslaved by fear. But once you liberate it, there is nothing you cannot create. The moment you imagine yourself financially free, and feel that state as real, your subconscious begins to move heaven and earth to make it visible. That is why the poor remain poor, not because of the system, not because of luck, but because they refuse to imagine beyond what is. They worship their present reality as truth, forgetting it is only the echo of an old vibration. You are not here to observe reality, you are here to author it. You are not here to earn abundance, you are here to embody it. Everything begins in imagination, then congeals into form. When you dwell in the assumption of wealth long enough, your world must rearrange to prove it. And so, from this moment forward, you will no longer react to your current financial condition. You will no longer say, "I don't have enough." You will no longer complain about bills, debt, or the economy. Those words are spells, vibrations that keep you bound to the same frequency. Instead, you will speak life into your finances. You will affirm silently, with conviction, that wealth is your natural state. You will feel as though money loves you, supports you, seeks you out effortlessly. You will make it your daily practice to dwell in that energy until it becomes more real than any external evidence to the contrary. When fear tries to whisper, "What if it doesn't work?" you will smile and say, "It already has." You will understand that fear is simply faith pointed in the wrong direction. You will remember that everything is consciousness first. You will stop waiting for your outer world to validate your inner truth. You will decide that abundance exists now. And you will rest in that knowing until your outer world must comply. There is a version of you, wealthy, peaceful, overflowing with confidence and ease, that already exists in another dimension of possibility. You are not creating that version from nothing. You are tuning into it like a radio frequency. The signal was always there, you simply had to match it. The emotions of freedom, gratitude, and sufficiency are the dial. The more you feel them now, the more clearly the signal of abundance becomes. And as you align, reality begins to echo it back. Soon, you will start noticing small shifts. Perhaps someone gifts you money, or you find opportunities that seem almost too perfect to be coincidence. These are confirmations, signs that the invisible is becoming visible. Do not dismiss them. Celebrate them. The moment you celebrate even the smallest sign of abundance, you amplify it. You tell the universe, "Yes, this is who I am now." And it responds with more. The truth is, poverty cannot survive in an awakened mind. Once you know that consciousness creates reality, the illusion of being a victim dissolves. You realize that the power to multiply wealth was never out there. It was within your awareness all along. You become the master of circulation, not its slave. You stop chasing money and begin magnetizing it by who you are being. The new story begins now. You are rewriting the script of your life. Every breath, every thought, every emotion is a brushstroke painting a new reality. As you go about your day, imagine money as light surrounding you, responding to your calmness and certainty. The more you feel safe, the more abundance flows. Safety is the frequency that unlocks wealth. The universe cannot pour prosperity into a cup filled with fear. Empty yourself of worry, and watch how quickly it fills with miracles. There is something sacred about realizing that you were never broken, only misinformed. The world taught you to worship appearances, to measure your worth by numbers on a screen, to believe that effort alone determines reward. But effort without consciousness is labor in vain. True abundance begins when you stop trying and start being. When you stop performing for money and start radiating the energy of one who knows it cannot be without supply. The soul of wealth responds not to desperation, but to certainty. You must feel as though you already own what you seek, because you do, in the invisible realm where all things originate. There is a profound stillness that comes when you no longer chase. That stillness is magnetic. It tells the universe, "I trust the law." It tells your subconscious, "We are safe." And from that safety, the miraculous happens. Ideas come effortlessly. Opportunities align. People show up at the perfect time. The door that once seemed locked begins to swing open. Because money was never the goal, it was the reflection. What you really seek is freedom. And freedom comes when the mind is no longer enslaved by fear. Fear has been the silent architect of poverty. It is subtle. Sometimes it disguises itself as responsibility or realism. It whispers, "Be careful. Don't dream too big. What if it fails?" But those whispers are the voice of the old self, the one who believed survival was the highest aim. That self has ruled long enough. Its time has ended. You no longer serve fear, you serve creation. You no longer analyze lack, you embody sufficiency. You no longer seek permission to prosper, you are the permission. Think of your subconscious as fertile soil. Every thought is a seed. If you plant fear, worry, and limitation, you grow poverty. If you plant gratitude, confidence, and joy, you grow wealth. But the soil does not judge the seed. It will grow whatever you plant with emotion. That is why awareness is everything. You must become conscious of what you are planting each day. When a fearful thought about money arises, do not resist it, observe it. Smile gently and say, "That thought no longer creates my reality." By doing so, you stop watering the weeds. You take back dominion over your inner garden. The truth is, you are not manifesting money. You are manifesting the state of consciousness that attracts it. And once you stabilize that state, the flow of money becomes inevitable. It ceases to be something you pursue and becomes something that simply arrives, naturally, rhythmically, endlessly. You may notice at first that old patterns try to reappear. Doubt will knock on your door, hoping you will answer. Don't. Let it knock, let it fade. You owe the old identity nothing. Your allegiance is to the new you, the one who knows abundance as truth. Every great transformation requires a moment of inner rebellion. You must defy the evidence of your senses. You must look at an empty wallet and feel overflow. You must receive a bill and feel gratitude. You must be able to walk through the valley of seeming scarcity and see it as the passage to plenty. This is not denial. It is mastery. You are refusing to be hypnotized by the temporary, because you know consciousness is eternal. The one who masters their reaction masters their world. You may remember times in your life when you prayed for more and felt like nothing changed. But prayer is not words, it is awareness. If you pray for money while feeling lack, the vibration you send is, "I do not have." The universe, which mirrors vibration, must agree, "Indeed, you do not." But if you enter prayer as gratitude, if you feel the fullness of already having, your vibration declares, "It is done." And the universe echoes, "Yes, it is." The difference is not in the language, but in the feeling behind it. Imagine now that you are living in complete financial freedom. Feel it vividly. Feel the lightness in your chest, the peace in your heart, the quiet smile on your face. Notice how your breathing slows, how your body relaxes, how your energy expands. That feeling, right there, is wealth. That is the frequency that rewires reality. If you can hold it for even a few moments each day, the physical world must reorganize to match it. The law cannot fail. Consciousness always outpictures itself. When you truly grasp this, fear begins to lose its hold. You realize that money does not come from people, jobs, or systems. It comes through them. They are channels, not sources. The true source is invisible, limitless, and deeply personal. It moves through whatever avenue your belief allows. If one door closes, another appears instantly. There can be no loss in divine circulation. The only thing that ever cuts off supply is the belief that you are separate from it. You were never separate. Even when you struggled, the source of wealth was within you, waiting for recognition. It never left. It only mirrored your own self-concept. The moment you say, "Wealth and I are one," you reunite with the infinite. You remember what you forgot. You step out of time and into truth. And in that truth, poverty dissolves because there is nothing left to support it. The energy of lack cannot exist where awareness of wholeness lives. From now on, you will see money differently. When you spend, you will feel joy, not fear. You will bless every dollar that leaves your hand, knowing it returns multiplied. You will see bills as evidence that you are trusted with circulation. You will stop counting pennies and start counting blessings. Because what you focus on expands. If you focus on lack, lack multiplies. If you focus on plenty, plenty multiplies. This is not optimism. It is quantum mechanics. Energy expands wherever attention flows. You are no longer the version of you who wakes up in anxiety about finances. You are the one who wakes up in gratitude for invisible supply already moving on your behalf. You understand now that abundance does not require time, it requires alignment. Time is only the delay between old thoughts fading and new thoughts solidifying. The faster you release attachment to the old story, the faster the new one appears. If the mind still doubts, remind it gently, everything visible is old news. What you see in your current bank balance is merely the echo of yesterday's vibration. It has no power over what comes next. You are not reacting to that number anymore. You are creating from a higher state, the unseen state of wealth that precedes every visible form. As you persist in this knowing, you begin to notice synchronicities, numbers repeating, sudden gifts, ideas that lead to income, opportunities that seem divinely orchestrated. These are confirmations that you are no longer in resonance with poverty. But do not measure your progress by how fast results come. Measure it by how free you feel. Because when you truly feel free, the results must come. Freedom is the frequency of manifestation. The universe cannot resist the energy of peace, it rushes to fill it with visible evidence of prosperity. When you feel complete, you stop creating from need. And when you no longer need, everything you once chased begins to chase you. Pause for a moment and place your hand over your heart. Feel its rhythm, steady, faithful, abundant. Every beat declares, there is more. Life itself is abundance in motion. You are made of that rhythm. You are not apart from abundance. You are its pulse. Let that realization sink deeper than words. Feel it until it becomes your new normal. You are not trying to become rich. You are remembering that you already are. There will come a morning soon, perhaps sooner than you expect, when you will wake up and realize the fear is gone. You will check your phone or open your mail and see evidence of financial expansion. You may smile quietly, but deep down, you will know, this was never luck. It was law. You finally stopped doubting your power. You stopped postponing your wealth. You began to feel rich in consciousness, and the outer world had no choice but to agree. As this transformation deepens, you will start to see money not as something to hoard, but as something to flow. You will give with ease, not out of obligation but out of knowing that circulation is divine. You will understand that every act of generosity multiplies your own supply because it signals to the universe, I have more than enough. And the universe always says yes. You will notice that every time you bless others' success, yours grows. Envy dissolves, comparison fades, because you realize that another's abundance does not threaten yours, it confirms it. Soon, you will walk with quiet confidence. You will no longer speak of trying to manifest. You will simply live as one who already has. Your energy will become soft but commanding, humble yet powerful. You will notice how people respond to your peace. They will trust you, seek your presence, feel uplifted by your calmness. That is the vibration of wealth. It is not loud or boastful. It is still, radiant, effortless. It moves through life knowing that all things are already provided. And when challenges arise, because even the wealthy face challenges, you will no longer fall into fear. You will look at the situation and say, this too is a bridge to greater good. You will know that every apparent setback is a correction, guiding you into even higher alignment. You will not resist, you will flow. And in that flow, your wealth will continue to expand beyond what you once thought possible. Now, let this final truth anchor deep within your awareness. The universe cannot withhold from you. It only reflects you. The question was never, will it happen? But, who am I being? As you choose, moment by moment, to be the consciousness of wealth, you will notice your entire life reorganizing around that choice. People will appear. Doors will open. Synchronicities will multiply. And you will understand why this message reached you at this exact time, because the old chapter of scarcity is complete. Take one last deep breath. Inhale abundance. Exhale every trace of fear. Whisper within yourself, it is done. Feel the quiet certainty of that truth vibrating through your entire being. Because from this moment forward, you are no longer the person you were. You have entered the timeline of overflow, peace, and divine prosperity. Poverty can no longer find you. Its vibration no longer matches yours. The law has been fulfilled. You have remembered your wealth.